Hello, everybody. My name is Lisa Lamont, and I'm host of Ladies Get Your Prance On. And each week I bring a special guest in the house so you can get to know them, whether it's helping your business, whether it's helping your social life. Speaking of social life, I've got Tracy K in the house, and she is going to be talking about clearing love blocks. Because a lot of women, I'm going to ask this first question. I've got to hear, why does it seem difficult for ambitious women over 40 to find love? So welcome, Tracy, and can you answer that question?
Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm honored and blessed to be here. And yes, I can answer that question. So why is it so difficult for ambitious women over 40 to find love? And a lot of the answer comes to their energy, because they're so focused on their drive, their career, their business, whatever it is, and they are not making space energetically for that man to come in, and they're not calming down, like slowing down to allow him to come in and, support her in his own way. If it's doing something around the house or building something for her or taking her to a nice dinner, she thinks she can do it all because she can, and because of that, she's energetically blocking him out.
Well, and the other thing, and that is so true. The other thing that I hear from a lot of women, because I do readings and stuff, and a lot of women are in this category, over 40, and they're single and they're looking for love. And one of the comments I get a lot is, all the good ones are taken. So can you address that question? Because that just makes me smile when I hear that.
Yes. So I get it. I've been there. I've been divorced twice. And I'm in my third marriage, and it's going amazing. But between the second marriage and this one, I was single, in my mid to late 30s. And I know what it's like, because the dating pool is smaller than when we were in our early 20s and we're out at clubs and having a good time. It's completely different. And it can seem like the good ones are all taken up, they're all snatched up. But it's not actually true. It's just that they're in different places, and we're looking for something different. So it's really just getting clear on exactly who, or very specific type of person that you're wanting to attract, and then going to those places where they are. I think quality men probably aren't at the bar at 5 p.m. on a Wednesday anymore, like they were maybe when we were in our 20s. Right after work, we'd go get happy hour with our girlfriends. When we all lived in big cities and did our career first. Now it's different. Those guys are probably at Whole Foods and then going and watching the game at home. And, maybe they have their own business. You're going to go to some entrepreneurial events or, something similar where that quality guy would be.
Absolutely. And what is the one thing that women do that you believe to sabotage their love life?
Oh, so I think one is to not be really clear on the type of guy that you want and who matches your lifestyle, and then expecting that he's perfect and that your relationship has to be perfect, because that doesn't exist. It's really just a commitment to learning and growing and loving each other. I think because women have been so hurt in the past, maybe they've been divorced or they've had an abusive relationship and they've healed from it, then they're so afraid that that's going to happen again, and they're not willing to try to date someone and to open their heart. And so I think that's how they sabotage. So not being specific or clear on who they want and who they are, and then not being willing to try to find love again.
I love that you brought that up, because when I ask people, like, what are your 5 ideal must-haves in your mate, they don't know. And then they want them rich and successful, good looking, and funny. And I said, be careful, funny, because funny could come at your expense.
Yes.
That you have to be.
True. I've been there.
You
Yes.
have to be clear about what it is you want, and don't make the list so long. You know, they're like, I have a list of 50 must-haves. Well, then you're gonna stay with your list, because, you know, and I love that you say nobody is perfect. You know, there's no ideal perfect person out there. So what are love blocks, and how do you clear them?
Sure. So love blocks are these energetic blocks that we or stoppages in our system. So we are energetic beings, even though we have like physical. Okay, this is going to go out there a little bit. So even though
Go for it.
we're energetic beings, so we have a vibration. And things that can change our vibration, our thoughts and beliefs, actions, our DNA, like ancestral past. So it all affects everything. And we exist in multi-dimensions at the same time. Okay, this is really going out there.
I want you know, I love that you're going out there, because we have to talk about it, because we are made of energy.
Yeah.
And so that's why I want you on the show, so you can go as out there, Tracy, as you want. We want you to be out there, because people can't learn if we can't speak our truth. As Jen Duchenne says, we got to speak our truth. So thank you for sharing this.
You're welcome. Yeah, so since we're multidimensional beings and we exist in different planes at the same time, different things affect us. And so if you had something in your past life or your current life that's affecting your ability to allow a man into your heart, or a woman, I'm usually talking to women over 40 who are straight, but it could be someone, it could be a man or it could be a woman, and they could be dating, you know, man or woman, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm just using this as an example. When you are having trouble letting that person in, it's not always conscious. And so we have to shift the energetic blocks in our system. So clearing past lives, something that's happened, an agreement or a vow that you made. So for example, you could have been a nun in a previous life. You could have had that vow of celibacy. And so when you came into this life, your agreement in this life was to remove that vow. And so you keep going through all these relationship problems until that happens, because it was your agreement before you came here. That's just an example. Or it could have some abuse that you suffered before, and we have to clear that connection with that abuser. So like cutting the energetic cords, because they're sucking your energy.
Yeah.
And so you're not able to move on to those new relationships. Yeah. You're taking all that crap with you to that new relationship.
Well, and don't you find that happens too in this lifetime? If you know, because people, they say, I keep attracting the same bad boy.
Yes.
You know, I keep going after all the losers. Can you talk about that too?
Yes. So that definitely happens. I have women who come to me who have that same problem, because what's happened is something has kept them in that loop where they crave something that bad boy has, the dangerous side. They crave that, even though it doesn't serve them. And there's something sexy about that. So there's a couple of things we can do, is either clear the connection to that type of person, that personality, and then what's caused it from your past. And then also shift or have them write out what they believe or what they desire. Because a lot of times women aren't given the space to write out what they desire and to claim their desires. So they stay in a place where they accept what's given to them. They're just like, well, I'm used to being treated badly, so I'll stay here, instead of actually having what I want.
Yeah. There's women out there who've come from abusive situations, whether childhood abuse, whether adult being in abusive relationships. And I think that's important for women to know that have something in this lifetime in their past, that shame, that guilt, that anger, that hurt, that you can help remove that too, because everyone deserves to be loved. You know, and to be able to trust again, and know that there are good guys out there. You know, you and I are perfect examples. I've been married and divorced twice, two-time loser, right? No, I have both those marriages were many blessings, one with children, life's experiences to help me to where I am today. And when I made the decision after dating and attracting all the wrong people, when I finally wrote down what are the 5 must-haves and put it out to the universe, I then met a guy 7 years on 9/11 that I've been with, that I'm absolutely in love with. And so there are still good guys out there. You and I are proof of being good guys. And you and I, we both know a very well-known woman that has worked with you recently that I see, all over, her being in love. I mean, it's not too late.
No, it's not too late. Absolutely. We're actually, at our core, we're unconditionally loving beings. And so we're here to love. Like, we're just loving people. And that's just our natural state. So we just have to remove things that are keeping us from that state.
So how do you work with people? Do they have to come and see you in person, or can you work remotely? How does that work? Because I know a lot of people are going to be curious about that.
Yes. So I actually work with people all over the world, and it's all over the phone. I don't even see their face most of the time. I don't look them up beforehand, before their session, because I see them energetically on the phone. It's kind of bizarre. I'm very blessed to be able to do this, but I can see, just by talking to someone on the phone, everything inside their body, inside their past. It's kind of crazy.
Well, no, it's not. That's why I wanted you on the show, Tracy, because it is so beautiful what you do. I mean, you've helped hundreds and hundreds of people to find love and to clear the love blocks. And so I kind of want to come back at you and own it, that you don't have to apologize for it. Own what it is. I'm trying, Jen should. I'm going to make sure that she watches this show, because she's been helpful for me, because I was in hiding about reading cards. So it was a secret. People knew I was a hypnotherapist. It's just like, don't tell anybody, because I don't want to, and we have to own who we are, that we're in this lifetime. We're at this point where we're speaking up. And so I want people to know that you're such a kind and loving woman. And I want you to own it, sister. I want you to own it, and don't be apologetic for helping people, because what you do serves to help other people find love. And so that's why I want you on the show. So, and this is good for the people watching, because there's people out there watching, Tracy, that are hiding their gifts. They're hiding their intuitive, being intuitive. They're hiding psychic. They're hiding their healing. They're healers. Their hands can heal. And I want women to know that we can come out and talk about, what it is. So I just love it. And there's another thing that you do that I want you to share. You are also the corporate training goddess. So can we talk a little bit about that and what it is that you do besides being the clearing love goddess?
Sure, of course. So what that is what I discovered was, also for myself, I was, when I started my coaching business, that I could take my services to larger organizations like corporations and companies, and others can take, to the government or universities, and you can sell, instead of one-on-one individual packages, you can sell what you're doing in a larger, in a higher end way. You can sell larger packages, and they're very, very lucrative. And so I did that for myself, and then I started helping clients, and people kind of came out of the woodwork asking me about it. And so now I've started to teach people that as well. So you can take even your healing work, your life coach, your intuitive abilities, mindfulness, or even your corporate consulting, you're helping them in the finance department. You can take all of that and sell that to companies in the form of training or consulting. And it's rewarding to share your message with more people, because companies are made up of people.
I love it. And a lot of companies, you and I were both from the Pacific Northwest here in Washington State. And there's a lot of companies here. We'll just talk about Amazon. Yes. They embrace holistic, holistic people. They let people bring their dogs, in their cubicles and bring them to work. And so, there's a lot of people watching the show that are public speakers that teach, public speaking. So that would be beneficial to get into the corporate, world. Sales, teaching people a fun way of selling and things like that. So I love that you've felt called to do this, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about it. So do you have an actual course then that people can take?
I do, yes. So right now I'm teaching people how to land or to turn their signature program, their signature talk, if they're a speaker, into a corporate training contract. And it's a 90-day program, so it takes them from start to finish. For people who've never had a corporate contract. Maybe they don't come from corporate, or they ran out.
Yeah.
And they've developed this amazing program that's transformational, and it's really changed people's lives and how they can land those corporate contracts within 90 days.
That is so cool. So Tracy, how can they find you and connect with you?
Yes. So you can find me at tracyk.org. And
will you spell Tracy? Because it's spelled
TRACYKAY.org. TRACYKAY.org.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then you also said you had something to share with the viewers about clearing those love blocks.
Yeah. So anyone who's watching this, you can receive a free mini love block clearing session with me. So it's a 30-minute session. It's absolutely complimentary, and you can see what it's like to work with me. And it's like a little sample session, and then you can decide if you want to move forward and actually clear your blocks and call on that the love of your life, or improve the relationship that you're in. Or maybe you're in an unrequited love relationship, so you love someone and they don't love you back, and you really need to get off their hook. You can have one of those sessions as well.
I love that. I mean, this is such a great deal. Anybody who's watching this, I strongly recommend. Tracy is not a bait and switch. She will not. I mean, she knows energetically where you're coming from. But it's important, if you're looking for love, if you truly are ready in your heart to be open to love, to find the ideal mate. Tracy is your go-to person, and there's a lot of entrepreneurs watching too about this, talking to you. They can also talk to you about if their package is something that would be for the corporate environment. I mean, you're going to help them with that too, and be able to figure that out. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the people that are watching the show today? Any message for people that maybe they've given up, maybe they've tried being on Match.com or what's the other? I'm trying to think. Is it Plenty of Fish? What is the other?
There's Plenty of Fish. I don't know all of the new apps.
Tinder.
Now.
Tinder, isn't that?
Yes.
eHarmony. There's all these. A lot of people. Can you work with them too to maybe be what to look for that can get back onto those sites? Can you help them with that too?
Oh, absolutely. I met my husband on Match, so I know exactly how that works. Now, I'm not familiar with, Tinder and stuff, but there is an energetic principle and language that you're using to describe yourself or to describe your ideal mate that probably is out of alignment with who you really are or what's on your profile.
Yeah.
So, I also think it is about really claiming what you desire. More than an app, because you could just meet someone at the grocery store or at Starbucks. It's really about knowing who you are and how amazing you are. You're just an incredible person, and there is somebody out there who wants you, who's seeking you right now. And it's also about being open to that and claiming that what you really want. You don't maybe have to have a relationship that looks like how your parents their marriage was. Maybe they were married 50 years and they lived in this little house, and maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want something where you're traveling around the world with someone, and maybe you don't want to get married again, so then claim that. Yes,
it's true. And also I know people too that are having difficulty letting go of somebody from the past, whether they lost them to death, that they're widows. And people who, you can help remove those blocks so they don't have that guilt associated. Like, what if I start dating or feeling guilty about loving again because they're going to betray
Yes.
their loved one. And I think it's important for people to know that too, that it's like having more than one child. Which child do you love more? Child A or B? No, you can love
Right.
them both. Our
Exactly.
hearts are made to love one another. And so Tracy, thank you so much for
Thank you,
coming on the
Lisa.
show. I
Thank
want
you.
people, so TRACYKAY.org, and I will
Yes.
attach that to the show. So everybody, we will be back next week. Until then, have a wonderful week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Lisa. Bye-bye.
Bye.